Once upon a time, there was a hare, and he boasted everywhere he went that he could run faster than everyone else. And he always teased his friend the tortoise for how slow the tortoise was. One day, the tortoise had had enough, and so the tortoise answered back, "So who do you think you are? Yes, everyone knows that you're fast, but even you can be beaten." The hare couldn't take it. He just died laughing. "Beaten in a race? By whom? Not you, of course. I bet there's no one in the world who can win against me. I am so fast. Why don't you give it a try?" The tortoise really was tired of all of the bragging, and so he accepted the challenge. They planned a course, and the next day at dawn, they started at the starting line. The hare yawned sleepily as the meek tortoise slowly trudged off. When the hare saw how painfully slow the tortoise was, he decided, half asleep on his feet, to have a little nap. "Take your time," he said. "I'll have my nap, and I'll catch up with you in a minute." It seemed like it wasn't long after, and the hare woke, and he had had a fitful sleep, and he looked around and he looked for the tortoise. Turns out the tortoise was not that far away and had only moved about a third of the course. The hare, of course, breathing a sigh of relief, he decided he might as well have breakfast, and so he went to get some cabbages that he noticed in a nearby field. But then, after having eaten so much, and with that hot sun, it made his eyelids droop. So he glanced over at the tortoise, and the tortoise was now about halfway along the course. And so he decided, I'll just have another nap before I run past the winning post. And so he smiled, thinking at the look of the tortoise's face when he would see the hare speed by. So he fell fast asleep and was soon actually even snoring. The sun started to sink below the horizon, and the tortoise, who'd been plodding toward the winning post since morning, was scarcely a yard from the finish. At that very moment, the hare woke up with a jolt. He could see the tortoise just a speck in the distance, and away that hare ran. He leapt and bounded at a great rate. His tongue was rolling, and he was gasping for breath. Just a little bit more and he'd be at that finish line. But that hare's last leap was just a little bit too light, and the tortoise had beaten him to the winning post. Poor hare. Now, tired and disgraced, he slumped down beside the tortoise, and the tortoise smiled back at him. "Slowly does it every time," he said. So I'm Cindy Jeffrey, and I'm here helping you succeed in your social change efforts. And yeah, I'm sure this story is familiar to you. It's the story of the tortoise and the hare. And as we've been talking about our action planning and succeeding with our social change efforts, I bet you can guess what the lesson is here from the tortoise and the hare. Actually, there's a couple of them, but there's one in particular that I want to focus on today, and that's the lesson that the tortoise shared at the last minute. Slow and steady wins the race, especially if you don't let your ego get in the way. So I thank you for having joined me as we've been talking about how you can succeed in social change efforts, and I wish you success on that. I'd be happy to help you along that. I'd appreciate you sharing your thoughts and comments on this page And again, as always, please share this video with 2 other people you know who are interested in social change efforts so that we can help them move on to success as well. Thanks again. I'm Cindy Jeffrey, helping you succeed in your social change efforts. Bye-bye.